Your Excellencies, thank you very much for the invitation. On behalf of the President of Hungary, we appreciate this possibility, Mr. President, that you have convened this summit, especially under times when the changes regarding global politics and the global economy are so comprehensive and turbulent that it's not an exaggeration to speak about a new world order anymore. And under these new circumstances, there are definitely totally new factors of competitiveness. And now the question is which countries will belong to the winners and which countries will belong to the losers of this new world order. And I really do believe that the answer to this question depends on who is able to carry out decisions and policies based on common sense when it comes to economy and security, and who are able to make quick decisions. And in this regard, the recent years have proved that Central Europe is and will be the growth engine of the European continent. Although there's no free lunch, so it didn't come out of scratch. We have lower taxes here in Central Europe compared to the Western European friends of ours. The budgetary and fiscal discipline is, let's say, stricter here than in other parts of the continent. And we have made our decisions to guarantee security to our own citizens. So I think that we Central Europeans have proved that the less hypocrisy, the less political correctness, and the less double standards there are, the better achievement we can perform. Last year, 2018, the average GDP growth in Central Europe, in the countries of ours, was double compared to the European Union's average. And during this year's first quarter, the 4 out of the top 5 growth rates have belonged to Central European countries. We Hungarians are proud to be on top of the list with a 5.3% growth rate. But if we consider that there are almost 50 million people in the countries of ours having job, this means that every 5th European who has a job works in our countries. But I definitely agree with President Duda, not just because he's Polish and I'm Hungarian, but because of the substance as well. When you, Mr. President, you speak about connectivity when it comes to transportation, I would add energy to that as well. So we definitely do have weaknesses and we definitely do have some disadvantages on which we have to work in order to maintain our position as a growth engine of our continent. Based on history, unfortunately, north to south infrastructure is much rarer than it should be. If you compare ourselves with the western part of Europe, you see that there you find an opportunity to cross the border legally with an average distance of 2.5 to 3 kilometers. In our region, the average distance between border crossing points is higher than 40 kilometers. So, and this is something that we have to work on. Border crossing infrastructure when it comes to railroads and roads is absolutely in the focus of ours. Just like energy, where diversification is the magic word, but until it remains a word, it's a little bit challenging, especially for Hungary, which is in a unique situation, in a landlocked situation, in the heart of this cooperation. We are a country which still does not have any kind of access to LNG because of lack of infrastructure, and we are a country which hardly has any access to non-Russian gas because of lack of infrastructure. So it depends on all of us, on countries participating in this cooperation, whether we will be able to change this situation of ours. If we cannot change that infrastructural situation, then my country will be in a position again to engage in a long-term cooperation with Russia when it comes to gas supply. So we have very nice plans on the tables. We have very nice promises, which definitely sound very nice, about offshore gas fields to be explored in the region, about LNG ports to be built in the region, but heating flats and operating an economy cannot be based on only promises and plans, but on actions. So we attach a great significance to this cooperation, and we are definitely thankful to the founding fathers and to the founding mothers of this organization, because we really do expect that with this cooperation we will be able to transform words when it comes to energy diversification into actions. I can report to you, Madam and Mr. Presidents, that we have made our homeworks. We have the infrastructure to the border on our side, and really expect this cooperation to make these plans come into reality. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Thank you.